Hi there, this is Penelope from WellTech. This is a short video on collecting like terms, and it comes in a series of short videos, basic algebraic skills. And what we're going to look at here is collecting like terms, but before we go into that, perhaps we need to look at what a term is and maybe what a coefficient is. So a term, let's write down an expression. Suppose we've got something like 8x minus 3xy. Now, it's just an algebraic expression, doesn't necessarily mean anything, but each component is called a term of the expression. So here there are two terms. There's the x term and there's the xy term. Now, the numerals in each, this is a numeral, a number, they also have their own special name, so that 8 is the coefficient of the x term, and negative 3 is the coefficient of the xy term. So that's what we mean by a term or a coefficient. Now, terms which have the same variable are called like terms. And it means that we can collect them by adding them or subtracting them. For example, if we've got 4x plus 3y minus 2z plus 5y minus 3x plus 4z, we can collect up all the x terms and put them in order. So we've got a x term and we've got another x term, collecting the sign of it as well. So then we've got 4x minus 3x. And now let's collect the y terms. So the y terms are 3y plus 5y. So now we'll have plus 3y plus 5y. And then let's look for the z terms. So then we've got minus 2z. So that one, including the sign, and 4z. Oops, that shouldn't be green. Never mind. Now we can collect up these ones. So we've got 4x plus 3x, because they're the same. They've got the same variables. So that's x, and 3y plus 5y is 8y. And then negative 2z plus 4z is plus 2z altogether. So another example might be if we have 4uv minus 7uz minus 6wz plus 2uv plus 3wz. Let's just again colour code the ones that we've got that are the same. So let's use orange for the uv term. So there's a uv, there's a uv. Let's use green for the uz. Nope, no more uz's. And let's use blue for the wz's. Okay, now let's collect them all together. So let's collect the red ones. So that's 4uv plus 2uv, that's 6uv. Then we're going to collect the greens, and there's only one green, so that's minus 7uz. Then we're going to collect the blues, so it's negative 6wz plus 3wz. That gives us a net result of negative 3wz. Then we get similar terms. Now, a similar term, look at the first example. Each of them has got a b in it, but they're not like terms. If they were like terms, they'd both have to be AB, or they'd both have to be BC. But what we can do is we can factorise out the common factor. So B is common to them both. So we can write B outside the brackets. Now B times what gives us AB? It would have to be A. Then transfer in the sign, so it's plus. B times what gives us BC? It would be C. And if we checked backwards using associativity, then we'd see that we got the right answer. We can do the same with a second example. What's common to both? We can't do anything as it stands. All we can do is say, well, 3's common and Q's common, and then I'm left with 3Q times what gives 3PQ? It must be P. And 3Q times what gives us 3QR? It must be R. Now the last one's a lot more complicated. Let's look at what's common. So we can't do anything as it stands, but we can factorise. We could take out a factor of 3, and we could take out a factor of S. And then we're left with 3 times what is 9? That must be 3. And we need a T in there. Then we've got the 3 and we've got the S, so we just need a V. And for the last one, we've got 6. We've got 3, but we need 6, so that's 2 times. We've got the S, we've got that now, we've got that, so we need the W. So these terms are similar, but they're not like. They have a term or two in common, but they're not identical.